Rahuri is a place where a Rakshasa demon called Rahu was killed by goddess. And this is the place where my forefathers uh, reigned as kings, and they had a dynasty also. Now, the other place we went to, Musalwadi, is the place where the goddess first of all hit him with a beam. So it is called as Musalwadi. It means a beam. Musal means a beam. So this is a place where goddess has done a lot of work. There's another place called Aradgaon where he was running and he was screaming. So it's called as Arad. Arad means screaming. So the whole place is already very much vibrated, because also the Nathas, the 9 Nathas, we saw one Kanif Nath there, but all of them lived in this area, worked very hard. The last of all, Sainath, was very near here, as you know, in Shirdi. So this is a very, very holy place and a place of great worship, where many a times the goddess was worshipped. Rahuri itself, if you go around, you'll find there are 9 deities sitting there. These are also created by Mother Earth. They are beautiful things, no one knows about them. You can go and have a look. There are 9 of them, and these represent the 9 incarnations of the goddess, or 9 styles of the goddess. Now, in this beautiful place we are here, though it is spoiled by many things, but as you can see, it's very comfortable for our spirit to be here. At this place, I've seen a negativity kind of a thing was working out. I want to tell you today again, that works out everywhere, wherever there is a leadership of a person. Here, Mr. Dhumal came and he got his realization in Bombay at my residence. When he came back, he started working it out here. His brother brought him, but his brother became quite negative to begin with. And then the negativity started working out, and people started opposing him and troubling him, and I had to go through a very difficult period during that time. So now, as you are traveling, I want to tell you, don't challenge your leaders, because not only that it disturbs the whole organization, but it gives me a physical manifestation. I suffer physically. Especially if you come and say things against the leader in my presence, I feel even worse. And once it happened that somebody was talking about a leader, and the whole of my back became so red that lots of blisters came. I suffered a lot. So I beg of you not to decide about the leaders, and don't try to criticize them and take up the ego position and try to see that he's like this, he's hot-tempered, or he's this, that. They have to be hot-tempered, because I'm not. Because I cannot be very angry, they have to protect me. As my protection, they have to be hot-tempered, and they have to tell you off. And if they tell off, then you should not feel that they are bossy or they are doing these things and all that. Actually, those people who are bossy only feel it, because they can't bear that others can tell them anything. So they think that others are bossy and they are fine. That's not so. So the trouble is that one should understand that one has to work in this fashion. I know what the leaders are. When I find the leaders are going wrong, immediately I try to correct them. But you should not try to challenge the leaders. But this is the greatest problem I had in the West. And later on, I found here also in India, it used to brew up. Whenever I went away, then it started off, the leader was challenged. As if I don't know about the leaders, as if I don't know anything about them, as if I'm to be told, as if I'm absolutely ignorant. So you don't have to worry. You shouldn't worry about it. I will tell you who is the leader, how to work it out. It sometimes, of course, happens that the leaders go off. I know that they go off. It happens that they fall a trap to a wrong person. It's quite possible. After all, they have become leaders just like you, with my special permission. But could be such a situation can come up, and I want to then correct them, and I always tell them that this is a wrong thing you have done, this is to be corrected. But otherwise, the whole administration of Sahaja Yoga is impossible. It has to work through the leaders. You shouldn't see how they talk, what they say to you, what they work out, but do what they tell you. There is no freedom lost in that. You will see that your freedom will be maintained, respected, and will be done. On the contrary, I will say when there is a sloppy and a mild leadership, it's just impossible. Everybody else becomes the leader. Like England, we can say that Gavin was very, very mild. And now there are so many leaders who come up, talk big, do this, do that. I'm having a big problem in England of so many mushroom-like egos coming up. And they become so flippant and nonsensical, and they talk all nonsense. They start giving lectures, this, that. It's impossible then to control. If Gavin was a strong fellow, he would have put them right. But he's too good and too much of a gentleman. I think that much of gentlemanliness is of no use in Sahaja Yoga. So if he had handled the whole situation, with that thing is all right and would have worked out very well. But sometimes also the leader is told to shut up. You shut up. I like that he goes on shutting up, everybody joins hands and shuts up the leader, and the leader becomes absolutely a cabbage. He doesn't say anything. So this is also a very bad habit, is to say, shut up, don't say anything. I don't like it. If somebody is talking to me, so anybody who is talking to me, you shouldn't just in front of me say shut up to that person, or pull his hand, or just punch him. And I don't like all that at all. That hurts me. Never do like that. I have seen people have this very bad habit. Don't say, don't talk. As if they are the greatest, wisest people ever born to say such a thing. It's a very wrong idea, and this should not be done. This should never be done in my presence. I don't like it. It hurts me. And physically it manifests. So don't do like that, don't say anything, don't do. I know how to handle it. If somebody is very funny, I can tell that person, stop it. I can do it. But you just don't try to take over things like that. Of course, the leaders can do it. Leaders, the ones who are grown up, mature people, can just tell them to keep quiet. But all the time some people have a habit of saying no and no. Is bhutish, I would say. It's really bhutish, because they never allow me to see the reality. We must know what's happening, what people have to say. I should know about it. There's nothing wrong in it. But on the contrary, they come and tell me, our leader is like that, our leader is like that. That you don't worry, because my attention is most on your leaders. I do change leaders, and I will change leaders in case they are wrong. But let me decide. That decision you leave it to me. So this is another point I wanted to say about Rahuri, which I learnt a lesson here. Then another thing I've found out, the villagers here are much more easily convincing. They take to Sahaja Yoga very well. And while the educated take time to take to Sahaja Yoga, naturally, because they think they are very well educated, and they find it difficult to forget their education and become simpler people. So in the same way, you will find the simple people will take to Sahaja Yoga much faster than the people who are educated, because their mind works too fast. They cannot catch the vibration. Mind is running fast, the vibrations are running after them, and it's a big game of hide and seek going on. But doesn't matter. Still, once the intelligent get to Sahaja Yoga, then it works even wonders. Once they get to it, they take time, no doubt, but they take time. But once they get to it, then it works wonders. So some people take it easily, but they don't work out that well. Those who take with difficulty work out better, in the sense that they can intelligently manifest it and talk to people and tell them about it. So this is another thing one has to remember, that try to understand that through your education you have not known anything, because you never felt vibrations. You did not even know that there was something like that existing. This is a new knowledge, absolutely a new thing. Absolutely, it has nothing to do with your degrees, MAD and PhDs and all those things. It is something else that is existing, which you have to feel it. So if you take that simple attitude, it would be a better idea. Now the fourth thing which upsets me is grouping, to form a group. That's another very upsetting thing, is to form a group. This is one group of this place, or group of that place who belongs to this place. And this grouping once takes place, you see, there is a gap in the collective. When there's a grouping, say nose and eyes, they become one group. Then there's a gap between them and the hands. So if there's a problem in the nose, the hands will not act. So the whole activity becomes a disintegrated activity. So one should never form a group. You see, those who have a habit of forming a group must be completely discouraged. They start saying against somebody, then against that one, then this, then they form a group, the one group goes there, one group. So grouping is not allowed in Sahaja Yoga, it is malignancy. It is malignancy. If it starts working out, you become malignant, the whole group becomes malignant, and it's a very difficult problem then to put them right. And one should not accept any sort of a sloppy or a very mild leadership also. One should accept a strong, fierce, I would say, to some extent, leadership. That will help. Because our ideas are very different from what you have had so far, that the leader should be pleasing to us, he should have a personality that will be extremely lovey-dovey type. That's not so. The leader has to be a strong, fierce personality that should make people respect him and have awe for him. Because we are so free, we can pass remarks about the leader and say, this leader is bad, that leader is bad. But it's not a good thing. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. On the contrary, as I told you, the sloppy people create horrible problems. And then you get so many egoistical people who come up. I mean, a sloppy person, if there's one sloppy person, or who has accepted such a domination, if he is there as a leader, all the rest of the people, those who come in contact with that person, also become ego-oriented. They also start behaving in such a manner that you can't imagine. Like Gavin is a very good example. In his office, he had arranged to work for some people. Everyone who worked in his office got into this trouble. Because he was so good that they picked up their ego, you see, because the superego was there. So they thought better to use your ego, and that's how the whole thing worked out. Poor fellow had to ask all of them to get out of the office. So this is an example for us, and there's nothing to feel that it is any criticism of anything, but it doesn't work out. The system doesn't work out. So you should not try to make a effort that you criticize them. Another thing about leadership I have to tell you, that supposing I have appointed Christine as a leader. She is the leader of North America, then she has to take the decisions for North America. But nobody else, not even her husband, should not take any decisions. He should not. He should have nothing to do, he should be in the background. Whosoever is the leader should deal with the problem. This is the trouble, is if the wife is there, then the husband takes over. Husband gets, then the wife. Like I would say Pune. Pune, I appointed somebody there, he was shut down and his wife took over. And the wife is a horrid stuff. I mean, I don't know what to do with such things. It is very difficult that if it's a husband, it's a husband. It's a wife, it's a wife. Then the wife becomes little dominating, the husband comes back, and then the husband starts ruling. Then my attention is on the wife here, the husband becomes. In leadership, there is nothing like husband and wife. They have nothing to do. Whosoever is the leader is to be accepted as the leader, whether it's the husband or the wife. This is one thing. In Sahaja Yoga, there is no discrimination between women and men. Not that the men should always rule or the women should rule. It is whosoever is appointed is the leader, is the leader. I must tell you these things because these little things make such a difference to the whole organization that I don't know how to tell. Because husband has no right as a leader. He is not appointed as a leader, so he has no right as a leader. If you all understand this point, that leadership is a very important part. It's like the main organ of the body. And that leadership should not be challenged at any cost, any time. Like Dr. Sanghvi is the leader of, say, Nasik. So he is the leader. He has to do it. It is he who decides, it is he who says. Nobody should challenge it. So we have got leaders of different places. If you have any problems about deciding who is the leader, you come and ask. I always appoint one person. In Italy, Gregor, I don't know why, he said there should be two persons. I don't know why he said two. But I told him Gregor is not a wrong thing, but he just said no, must have. And the second one was dropped out so badly, I mean, he really harmed us. So just listen to me. I know, I understand. Vito can say that what has happened in Italy is because they didn't listen to me. Yeah, here we are not to please everyone. No. We are not here to take any voting or anything. We are here to do the job. And for doing the job, we must take the right course, right methods. So those who think, oh, have 3 of them then have 5 of them. This is nonsense. For what? Just to pamper ego? Any leader is as good as you people are. Only difference is my attention is on that leader. That's why it works out better. Don't allow your ego to dominate you. There's nothing. What does he do? Poor man, the leader now. For example, I would say Warren. He worked so hard. He really labored. He worked so hard. He got so sick. I was wondering, it's all right for me. I am after all a Adi Shakti, so it doesn't matter. I can be I can be marathon. But this fellow was working with me. I knew he'll have to give way. At a point, it's too much. And then people start criticizing Warren. I can't understand. I mean, he is working day in and day out. Can't they see this? Without him, what would have happened to us? I mean, those who are leaders work so hard, they do so much, and then you start criticizing. That's not proper. That's being with ingratitude towards them and towards me. On the contrary, I feel so much obliged to them. After all, this is my job. I'm paid for it, I can say. So I'm doing this job. All right. But what about them? They are human beings. They have got their other things. I don't have to earn money. I don't have any problem. So why bother them? They are the ones who have dedicated their lives doing so much, and then you start criticizing, then it is impossible. But if he says anything to you, don't do this or don't do that, sometimes it is with my consultation he does it. What things I cannot say directly, he might say indirectly to you. So you shouldn't challenge such things. This is one of the things today I wanted to talk about leadership, because this is a place where I have faced some problems of leadership. And one should understand that this is the only way Sahaja Yoga is going to work out. In the body also, as you know, it is not that the heart, which is the heart, is the complete pumping source. Now, the heart work is to be accepted, that it is the pumping source and it gives to all the other organs. So, liver is liver, brain is brain. Brain doesn't want to become the heart doesn't want to become the liver. Now, the liver cells, if they say that now we will work for the heart or we'll form a group, how can you do it? So as we have got very important organs, we've got very important leaders, and I know what they are up to, I know what's wrong with them, so you leave it to me to correct them. All right, this is for the foreigners today, because I now we will be moving further and further into more difficult time, I think, because there may be little Spartan living for you, because you asked for it. You wanted to have a camping ground, so I've arranged a camping ground for it. So then you should not say the leader, where is he? Now call him, what have you done? It's all arranged by me, so don't blame him. And enjoy yourself. And don't try to say that he should have looked after. He's not paid for it. He's not paid for it. I'm paid for it. They are not. In a sense, I'm paid because I'm made for that. It's my job. I'm doing it because I have to do it. I cannot do anything else but to do this job. Otherwise I won't exist, see. So mine is a different point. But if he's doing it, then it is an obligation on me, and in a way I feel, and you all should feel also obliged. May God bless you all.